Oh, yeah, you know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Music and Mental Health, episode 23. We got AQ in the house. AQ, what up?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, thanks for having us. You know, the honor is ours, I assure you. So go ahead, man. Go ahead, give us 16 right now, top of the dome. Get him.
Shit. One sec.
There's no pressure, by the way. Usually no one actually does it, but you were like about to go in.
I'm about to give you 16. Hold up.
Okay. Give me 16.
It's better than me.
I never needed a cosign. I never spit any coke lines. Ain't got a problem with those guys. I need my money on both sides. Knew I would get it in no time. Still feel like I'm in a rush. Thought I was stuck in a coal mine. Stuck on a beach in a cut. Smoking a blunt in the sun. Chef cooking shrimp Alfredo for lunch.
Ooh. Going on. Yo, you might be the first person to really go off on that. I'm gonna give you a round of applause.
Definitely was.
Compliment the beat so nicely, my brother. You compliment the beat. I gotta say, man, it was such a pleasure to have you here, AQ.
Appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you, man. Truly. The appreciation is ours. Jacob, how you doing over there, my brother?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How you been doing?
Man, I'm maintaining. I'm trying to stay creative. I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying to hustle. I'm trying to keep it moving. I'm trying to keep it popping. I'm trying to stay grinding, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to stay in the loop, man. I'm trying to stay in the loop. I'm trying to go out these last couple weeks here of 2020 on a high note. How's your 2020 been, my brother, AQ?
It's been good. I mean, like, given the circumstances of the world, I can't complain. Been like on lockdown making music, so it's like pretty easy to like, nothing's really changed in terms of like I work from home, so I haven't really had like any of that issue. My mental health has taken a little bit of a toll, but it's getting better. And I feel like after this election happened and we're on the verge of a vaccine, I feel like, I don't know, like I didn't think that stuff would control it, my mental health, like the outside shit like that, but it kind of did. And I feel like it's getting better, like because things are progressing. I feel like I'm feeling a little better too because of it.
Man, I really appreciate you being open from the jump with us right into this
Always.
conversation of mental health. Usually I have to ask, but you just open the can right up. So
This is what the show's called, man.
Hey, my man is coming in ready to go.
He's ready, man.
Shiza, go ahead. AQ representing. No, man. Hey, listen, let's talk about it. Let's break that down. So it's 2020. We're all quarantined. We're all locked up in this world that we create. You know, it's a limited to what you make it at this point. You know, it's like in Waterboy when he's at home. Home is where you make it.
Exactly.
It really is. Like, you know, what are you living in right now? Are you living in a hell? Are you living in a heaven? Are you living in solitude? Or are you living in Elysium? Where are you living? Because it's very easy to get trapped by these walls in your own spaceship. It's very easy to fall down a rabbit hole of toxic thoughts and toxic worries. For me, I waste a lot of time. Let me rephrase that. Past tense. I wasted a lot of time in 2020 contemplating on the past and contemplating on the future. And it's a nuisance. It's a waste. It's just getting in the way of what we should be doing. We are human beings. We were put on this planet to create things, to sculpt things, to mold things, to make the world a better place. Jacob, what do you got to say about that, man?
I was thinking about that. I think that's a natural thought to have, though. I mean, a lot of people do get caught up on those past thoughts and emotions. Like you were speaking of it past tense because it seems like obviously you've moved on from that. But I feel like it's a normal thought for people to have and thought process to have, especially given the circumstances that we were put under so randomly. Like the whole world stopped. And so it kind of did make everyone just sit there and reflect for a bit. So, I mean, I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with it because, like I said, the whole world literally stopped. So, but as of right now, as we're starting to move forward, then there's no reason for us to be stopped anymore. We have to push forward. We have to move forward because otherwise it's just going to leave us behind and the world's not going to wait for us. You just got to keep pushing with it.
I agree.
Go more into your experiences, if you would. Can you elaborate on how your mental health has taken a decline, perhaps due to this fucked up situation that we're all living in? Pardon my French, young viewers out there. I wanted to hear it from our guest.
Yeah. Um, I mean, like the whole I live in LA County. And like, yeah, like the whole lockdown thing happened. And also I feel like, the division politically after the George Floyd killing. That also I feel like that it just like doesn't make people um you kind of walk around and like you just kind of like, at least me, I was like, there's like division in this country and you kind of like see it at all the protests. And I don't know, it's like that doesn't make, like, you kind of want unity in your country, and like that just like makes you feel off. And like there's the first thing, and then just like um the the coronavirus that happened, and then like the election, and just like, you know I think everything's stacked up, and uh it like felt like it was like overwhelming. And then as time passes, things pass. And I think that's just like stuff in general, like nothing is forever. um and like even with like my mental health in the past, like it's like when you realize that like stuff isn't gonna last forever, like stuff's only temporary, it's kind of easier to like navigate when you're not thinking about the past and you're not thinking about the future, when you just know that like whatever I do now is what matters. That's how I look at it.
That's crazy, man. That's some deep topics you're talking about there. Me, unfortunately, I'm outside of the country, and when I saw the world burning over the summer due to this division that you spoke of, I felt very detached from society. I felt very detached from my family. I felt very detached from my brothers and sisters. I felt like I couldn't do anything about it. I felt extremely helpless. And it really sucks to see something from the outside in. Crazy enough, I was in Abu Dhabi in 2016 when Donald Trump was sworn in.
Damn.
And to me, in retrospect, this is the second time I've watched America burn from the outside, looking in. It's very different when you're there. I feel like if I was there, I would have been in it. I would have been at the protests. I would have been at the marches. Did you participate in any of the marches or protests?
I did. I went to two of them. I got to go to the one downtown in Hollywood. It was like uh the biggest march since the Rodney King riots. So it was pretty historical. Like YG showed up. Um, yeah, man, it was powerful. Like it's just like it's crazy to even see like something small that stuck with me was like they had like people helping out that were like just there to like give food to the protesters and people walking. Like they weren't even um like it came down to even like the little things, just giving granola bars to people, and it just showed that like people are like a lot of people were in it together. It was like really moving. Yeah, it was dope, man.
I really miss LA, man. I really, really, really miss LA. Have
It
you?
misses you, man.
Oh, thank you, Austin. I appreciate that. Have you lived in LA your whole life?
No, 3 years.
Where are you
I'm
from?
actually from
originally?
Texas, San Antonio.
San Antonio, Texas. Have you
Yes,
been
sir.
back to Texas since 2020 has been going crazy, spinning out of control?
No, actually, I haven't. I'm about to go back on Saturday, though.
How does that make you feel?
I'm excited. I'm kind of sketched out because of traveling, but I haven't seen my family in a minute, and my birthday's on Monday, so I get to like spend my birthday with them. Should be cool.
Well, happy early birthday, brother. We'll be sure to
Thanks,
release this
Yeah, happy
on that
birthday.
day.
thanks, man.
Got my
What are
work.
the what are some of the main differences you notice between like uh lifestyle basically from LA to San Antonio? Is there anything huge, like a big drastic change that you had to go through in
Um,
LA?
it's like, well, I'm from Texas, but I lived in New York City before I moved to LA.
Mm,
But yeah, like I mean, the people are different. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Jacob, where are you from?
I'm from Sacramento and then I
Okay.
live in San Diego as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like Texas is like Texas and California and Texas are a lot closer to alike in terms of the people compared to Texas and New York. Um, and it's just like I don't know, like it's a lot. Texas is like a little slower. In terms of just like the pace is like people are more like relaxed and people open the door for you in Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
In New York, they're like get the hell out of here.
Do you
Uh,
consider Texas the South?
Yeah, Texas is the South. I think Texas gets because of Texas's history. I think it gets a bad rep. Um, but I think Texas in 2020 is a very diverse place, and an accepting place. I think. Um,
AQ, I just conspired the title of your next album. You ready for this?
let's go.
Texas's.
Mm, Texas.
Isn't that kind of a funny word, Texas's? You said that, and I was just kind of like, I kind of thought Tetris, but I was like, wow,
Like
it's like one of
total
those words, yeah, that has a word plural to it. You're like those
Texas.
names. You try and say somebody's name, but then they have like a weird name, and you can't really, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna write that down.
Something hot about that, right? Texas's. I see you write a lot of things down. You have a beautiful whiteboard behind you that says "work on." That's your list of.
Oh, you can read that.
Man, I got 2020 and 2020,
That's
2020, baby.
perfect.
Let's go.
Yeah, I have that's my whiteboard. Keep track of all the stuff that I'm making just so like I don't forget about stuff.
So much to talk about with you, my friend. You have a single releasing on Friday. Tell us about it.
Yes, tonight actually at 9 or whatever midnight. It's called Bonus. Those are the bars that I just spit you before. That's like the first couple lines of that song.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, like I have that track. I'm actually really excited about it. Dropping tonight, produced by my boy Roswell and Berg, two dudes from Virginia, super dope producers. And yeah, it's you know, now the
So
song.
are you working on a project right now or are you just releasing singles?
I have a project that like is slowly being formed. Uh I'm trying to build my fan base, so I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
much just dropping singles at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then create the demand for the project. But I have like a lot of heaters that I've just kept because I'm like, this has to be for a project.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you have like a whole almost marketing scheme in a sense, right? To
yeah,
your fan.
yeah, it's like I'm planning it. Yeah, it's like you know, I don't want to give everything I have when I don't have
Yeah.
anything to listen to. So
That's amazing, man. That's amazing.
thanks, man.
I think that's a great strategy to build engagement, to build following, to grow. Release singles as often as possible. If I had the ability to do so,
I know
my
you
friend,
would.
bro, I would have put out some shit this year, man. It is hard out here for.
I've been seeing on Twitter, bro. They want your project.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. we want your project. Let me tell you, my brother. I don't know why I threw a mother in there, but my brother, let me tell you, that joint you put out in the spring, Nights, is still like one of the hottest songs of 2020.
Thank you, bro. I
Man,
appreciate that.
I love that joint. I promise you, man, that joint is fire. The way you approach and attack the beat on that joint, and the composition and the structure and the hook. That's a really dope song, man.
Thank you.
I'm not gassing you up at all. Everybody make sure you check out Power, which is released tonight by the time you hear this podcast.
Bonus.
Pardon me. I'm very sorry about that.
It's all good.
Check out Bonus. I don't know where I got the name Power from. I'm not sure.
Two dope words.
You're a powerful individual.
There we go.
And nights have power. The nighttime has power. When do you do the majority of your creation process? Are you a nighttime worker? Are you a daytime worker?
I'm a daytime worker, but I also like love the nighttime. I like to. I'll normally like work like from 10 a.m. to like 6 p.m. Try to do as much writing as I can, and then take like 2 hours off, and then like eat dinner, and then like late night like till like 1, like 10 to 1 type shit. That's like, that's like when I like creating, like the daytime is for like kind of technical stuff, like flows, writing, and like but my idea stuff comes at night. You know what I mean?
Amazing. So you're pretty much an everyday 9 to 5 kind of cat. Get up and let me get to work.
100%.
May I ask, how do you support yourself financially when you're working so much on your music?
I have luckily I was able to get a distribution deal with ADA Warner. So they gave me a good advance that I've been living off of for a little bit.
That's amazing. Do you have any roommates, or you live alone?
I have a roommate, my boy Dre, who's also an artist. He goes by Magic the Soul Rebel. I've known him forever. We've been making music together forever, and he lives with me. And yeah.
Is he there now? Is he currently there?
He's not. He's at work. He works at UPS.
Okay.
And yeah.
Collaborate together often, or is it kind of like yin and yang?
What'd you say?
Do you collaborate often together?
Yes, we're working on a project right now together, actually, called The Gray Area.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. And tell me about your hat. Is your logo also a triangle?
No. Oh, wow. Your logo's a triangle. No, this was just some merch that I got made that isn't a triangle for one of my singles. But that's my logo in the middle, just the AQ.
Okay. The A is almost like a star.
Yeah, don't sue me, please.
Oh, why would no?
I'm joking.
Trying to pull you up, my brother. I'm trying to help you. I want you to succeed. I think there is enough gold and food in this world for everybody to eat, for everybody to succeed. I think we should all be helping each other as much as possible. I think there's two kinds of people in this world. There are people who love the light. Give me the light. Give me the light. Give me the mic. No, don't touch it. It's my mic. Yo, let me fucking tell you what the fuck is the deal. Motherfuckers need to chill because I'm coming in ill. And then there's a type like, all right, I've done my part. Now it's your turn. Let me pass you the ball. And I believe in passing the ball because a team winning a championship is much greater than a single player winning a championship. How do you feel about that, Jacob? You look like you're going through something there.
No, I mean, it makes more sense because it's like that old saying, like, once you get to the top, what are you going to do? And it's like pass the ladder down and let everyone else get to the top. Like, teamwork makes the dream work. I mean, it's easy in the sense to just like be selfish and not really think about others and just, try to play your shit. But helping other people is definitely the move. It's definitely the thing to do because you lose nothing from it. You literally lose nothing from it. So why not do it?
Amen. Help each other. Help your fellow brother, your fellow sister. help the struggling person on the street if you get the opportunity. And there are ways to help people. You know, I saw your tweet today. Uh,
Which one?
very resonating to this conversation. You don't have to record yourself doing a good deed in order to be a good person.
Yeah.
You know, like all those clowns on Instagram who will like pull up somewhere and like give out hundreds of dollars, but then like put it on Instagram.
Can I be honest with you? Last night I was at a coffee drive-through shop, and there was some dude playing guitar outside of it, and he had a sign that said "hungry." So I asked him if he was hungry, and he said yes. So I bought him food, I got him water, and I gave him like a little care package, and then I drove away. That was that. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, damn, like I really could have been one of those people that like recorded, because I do that quite a bit, but I just don't believe in recording that, because I could see how there's some goodness in it because you're reminding others to take care of others, but at the same time, that's never what the purpose is for. When people are doing it, they're only doing it for like fake clout, like fake likes. They're not really doing it. If you're doing it just to record it, then you're not doing it out of the generosity in your heart. You're just doing it for other people on social media and to look good. So if you're doing a good deed, then just do a good deed. You know what you've done at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. And if that's what you did, then that's what you did. Be kind out of your heart, not because others want you to.
Facts.
Amen, my brother. Amen. Jacob, you hit it on the nail. I'm so happy with our new co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for this young man. Come on. You Joe Biden, come on. Come on. Nah, you're great, bro. You're that's the heart
Thank
that
you,
I'm
bro.
talking about. These are the type of people that are going to make the world a better place. We're going into 2021. Come on. You got people out here, man. Come on. You just got a clown in the White House right now. And you're going to listen to this guy? Come on. I mean, what are we doing here? We got to go into 2021 and we got to get ready to do it. Saw the video when he was like getting crunk and he was like trying to like let everybody know he has some energy. Like, well, you know what? I'm just going to let you know. Well, come on. Obama's like, listen, Michelle and I had a conversation. And you got to calm down, Joe. You got to calm down. But before we get into politics, I mean, we've already been into politics. So let's step away from all of that for a brief second. Let's leave the Obama back in 2015 and let's leave Joe Biden at 2021. And let's go ahead. Wait, you got something to say? Go.
I mean, Obama, speaking of Obama, he does this really cool thing where he releases.
We're about to get political. Music and mental health, politics and mental health. Here we go.
No. Obama does this thing where he releases his favorite songs of the year. And I always see it on Twitter. Every artist is like, yo, I made it. And I think that's like such an interesting concept, because I love so much when people make their favorite songs of the year, because you can see the diversity of music that's being listened to. I've always loved, out of like all the things I've seen online, I think that's the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's dope. I like the list that he makes. It's cool to see like what he listens to, and like even Jay-Z just did it. Like besides politics, just like famous, like people that are respectable, especially like in the music. I feel like Obama has a good taste in music. He's like respected in like throughout the world, but also like throughout like for every musician. Pretty much like fucks with Obama. So
isn't it weird we see big people like Obama or Jay-Z post their favorite songs, and some people feel inclined, they're like, oh my god, I listen to that too. And then it's like, damn, they're human. Like people like think like that. They're like, they're really human out here. Like they listen to that too. Like, of course they do. It's kind of a crazy thought.
It definitely makes it relatable.
Austin already told you he don't need the Obama cosign. He don't want it. He's just here to make it happen.
That would be dope.
That was the bar, wasn't it? But yo, check this out. Damn, what was I about to say? I got sidetracked. Oh, I was about to say, I really wish Big Boy and 3 Stacks would drop the politics and start rapping again.
Well, I feel like, did Big Boy quit? I know Andre quit.
That was a stupid bar directed to Jacob. That was Stupid. That was like an inside joke. I wasn't really going in on that. But speaking
Damn.
of
I
Andre
thought we were about
3000,
to talk about that. I was
let's
like,
talk
damn.
about it. Let's talk about it. We're here. Let's talk about the Outcasts. Let's talk about Andre 3000. Have you seen my man Andre walking around with the flute?
Bearded up.
Looking good though. Looking humble and like wise.
Yes, very wise.
You know what's funny is Big Sean on his last project, he had a line that was like running this shit like 3K Andre. And he said literally the day after he made that song, he was going for a run on the trail and bumped into Andre 3000. And he was saying like, yeah, and he was saying the same thing though. He's like, damn, he looked good. He was just saying how funny it was that he literally wrote that. And then the next day he ran into him just on a casual jog. Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, man. Like I'm kind of disappointed that he never released a solo project.
Who's
I
that?
always Andre 3000.
You don't consider the Love Below a solo project?
Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, but like a full I feel like it's like a full production album, like a like rap album type shit.
Well, back to the yin and yang. Let's be real. Speaker Box and The Love Below were a double album. It was Outkast still. You had Big Boy's side and you had The Love Below. But I'm trying to look at my vinyl collection in my head right now, and I almost want to say I have The Love Below on vinyl, but I don't think I have Speaker Box. I think as far as like vinyl goes, they split it up. And
Ah,
to me, The Love Below is a solo album from Andre 3000. And to me, The Love Below is one of the greatest albums of all time. Straight up. I fucking love The Love Below. And I think Andre 3000 is one of the greatest to ever do it. Real talk.
did you listen to Sir Lucius Leftfoot, the Big Boy one?
I've heard it. No, I fuck with Big Boy, man. Big Boy is a legend. But something about Andre 3000 really connects with me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the inner Gemini. I don't know if it is the style.
He's
But
different. Yeah, dude, he's
very
different.
different. I just remember hearing The Love Below as a very young man. I remember whipping around in my dad's Jeep. My dad used to have a Jeep and he used to have the top down. He had a system in it. I get all of my music influence from Pops, real talk. He was bumping Outkast from the jump. And he got The Love Below. And I just remember just riding around to that, like, wow, like this is some real fucking music here. And it's stuck with me for decades. It's still my favorite album. I might have told you this, Jacob, but Hey Ya was the first song that I ever sang on stage at Woodland High School. It was a performing arts magnet school. And I got the mic and I got up there and I was singing Hey Ya, and that's when everything changed for me. That's when I realized, okay, I like acting. The music is for me. And speaking of which, acting, Austin, you have a very good acting face. Have you ever thought about acting?
I have actually. I mean, like I have a buddy who's an actor. Shout out James Earl, who's like been trying to get me to like go like try out for some shit. But I don't think I don't I get anxiety, bro. Like I couldn't get in front of a camera and like spit some lines like and like show fake emotion. I wish I could, but
Bro, you're in LA, you're growing, you're trying to take it to the next level. My advice for you, if I give you any advice on this whole joint here, is take any opportunity that you can get and, you know, bite the bullet, come in tough,
you're not wrong.
give him that Chuck Norris, because you never know, man. You never know what acting call could lead to like your music career like skyrocketing, you know? And you just have a very good acting face. Some people have a radio face. And if you have a radio face, you probably don't look that good. What's the rhyme?
That's a good joke.
Is
I
it
like
joke though? It's the truth though.
A radio a radio face? I've never heard that.
You got a radio face. You got a
Hey,
you got an LA face. Go ahead, Jacob.
imagine, bro, you're like arguing with someone and they just straight up tell you, like, bro, You got a radio face. Shut up. I'd be like,
Seriously.
what? I'd be like,
hard.
wait, what?
It would take me a minute to figure it out. Then I'd be like, damn.
That's the title of this podcast, Radio Face with AQ. Now, bro, for real, like, I don't even like to say no homo because it's so like politically incorrect. You can't say that anymore. You could say it back in 2006, but you can't say no homo anymore. But all I'm trying to say is like, you look like you would be really good on film. There's a lot of roles out there for you to play.
Thank
Like, you could have been in the Facebook movie.
I
There's so much
love that
shit for you to
movie.
do. Great movie, great film. So you got a lot of songs on that list over there.
Bro, I
All
got,
singles or what?
bro.
I love it.
Damn.
I love it. Writing things down, man. Writing things down is so powerful.
We got
Writing
the
things
sneak
down.
peek.
Yeah,
Just
so like,
Write things down, Austin.
what's up?
Do you always write things down?
Yes, I used to write when I first started making music. I used to write on my phone.
Pause right there. When did you start making music and how did you start making music? And what made you want to start making music?
Okay. Here we go. So it started in like high school. I was listening to hip hop and stuff, and it was like 50 Cent. I was like, like sophomore year of high school, and then like Kid Cudi dropped Man on the Moon, and I was like, damn.
Hold on. This is for Kid Cudi. One more for Man on the Moon 2.
Yeah.
And one more for Man on the Moon 3.
Yes.
Continue.
And so yeah, I heard Man on the Moon, and I was like, you like Kid Cudi was like talking about, he talks about his emotions openly, like his highs, his lows, and like that, he's an artist that talked like about different stuff than like, your regular rugged rapper. And that kind of connected with me, and I was like, damn, like I always loved hip hop and I always loved writing. And so I decided to like start writing raps and like going on my computer or go find YouTube videos. And I'd like basically go on photo booth or whatever and like record myself freestyling. And I had a YouTube channel, and I never told anybody at school about it because I was mad embarrassed, but I was like I love to do it. And
This is
then
high school, by the way.
yeah, this is in high school.
And how old are you, may I ask?
I am 26.
26. Jacob,
Yeah.
you're 21?
About to turn 21.
Ooh, okay. When's your birthday, Jacob? I'm sorry. I just got to know this.
It's in February.
Aquarius?
Yeah.
Of course you are. We already talked
Not
about
the-
it. Okay, please continue, Austin. Nobody cares about Jacob.
So like I was never told anybody in high school, and then I interned at this radio station that was like a hip hop radio station, and my boy Andre, who's my roommate now, he was also an intern. He pulled up to the radio station and he was like, I can rap, like just like talking to everybody, like bragging about it. And he put his fucking tape in like in the middle of like the office, and it was like super dope. And I was like, damn, this kid's fire. We like went to lunch one day together, and we were like smoking or whatever. And like I started like he like put on a beat and we started to freestyle, and he's like, bro, your shit's fire. And like that gave me the confidence to like be like, all right, like I could share this with people. And then so me and him started making music together, and so we started dropping tapes, and that's how it started basically.
All right, wait, hold the phone. I got to rewind here. So your homie Dre went to high school with you as well?
Nah, he went to a high school like in my town, like
Okay.
a separate one.
You guys just happened to link because you got the vibes, different.
We both got an internship at the same radio station. Yeah.
Because you got the internship at the radio station. What's the radio station? Shout them out.
KROV 98.1.
Hell yeah, that's a dope gig, man. That's a really
Yeah,
dope
it was cool. It was
Man,
cool.
there's so much to talk about with you. This conversation's so rich. Tell me about that experience.
It was dope, man. Like it, it gave me the confidence to be like, all right, I could like try this. And then I like didn't do it super seriously, but like throughout high school, me and him dropped a couple tapes. And then when college happened, I kind of just chilled, went to college, like did my thing. Moved to New York.
Okay. Now the plot thickens. Now I'm seeing this is where you met Mike Holland in New York.
Yes, sir.
And what were you studying in college?
I was a business major.
And how is the business going now?
It's booming. No, not really. It's doing okay.
Interesting. You went to school for business in New York. What school did you go to in New York?
Ithaca College.
Ithaca. Homie, I applied to Ithaca, but I ended up going to U of A.
Oh, nice. U of A's dope.
To be honest, I don't think I got accepted in
That's
but that's okay. And I went to University of Arizona, and it was fucking fantastic. And it was a party school,
Yeah,
and I
it's
got to
lit.
find myself on the mountains. I have absolutely no regrets. I think Ithaca probably would have been a little bit too cold for me,
Oh, it was
maybe a little bit
cold,
too hard,
bro.
because it's like upstate New York, right?
Yeah, it's in Ithaca. It's like up near Buffalo type shit, Syracuse
Did you
area.
graduate?
I did. I somehow did.
My man, yo.
Um,
Ladies and gentlemen, finish your education. Finish your education. Get that degree. Even if it's business and you're never going to use it again for your entire life. Well, who knows? Maybe you'll flip the script next year and invent the brand new hot coconut water on the spot and take over the whole game. Fucking blow vitamin water out of the whole joint. So you're at Ithaca, and this caveman walks in named Mike Holland with the camera, and you guys
this hairy man, named Mike Holland. Yeah, he and then that was right when he started working with Bob. Like I met him freshman year, and I remember the weekend he went out to go shoot a concert or whatever. And then so throughout college, Mike had been, doing his thing. And yeah, that's how I met Mike. And then now I'm here.
And that's how I met you. I met you through Mike Holland, right?
Yes. We met at Barclays Center.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you played fucking sorry for cursing.
Oh, it's fine. Cuss all you want. Fuck shit. Whore.
I think you did Black Spider-Man that night.
That was at that Barclays Center. Okay.
Yeah, man.
When
That Barclays Center.
Well, I was thinking the summer before that, maybe 2 summers before that, when Bob says hey, come to the show. I want to talk to you about something. I went to the show and I watched the show, and I was like, wow, this motherfucker really fucking made it.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I knew Bob since 2009, 2010. And we went from having conversations on Facebook to seeing him at the Endless Summer Tour with G-Eazy. And I don't even remember watching G-Eazy's set, to be honest, because as soon as Bob got off stage, Christian came around in this Hawaiian shirt. It was the first time I met Christian. And he pulled me, come here. He's pulling me, and I'm walking over, and I, walk in front of the stage. I'm oh shit, it's getting real now. I think I just kind of crossed over.
Yeah.
Walking underneath the shit, go backstage. Next thing I know, I'm in the Nets locker room. And Bob's yeah, I'm working on this project. It's called Africarian. I think you should hop on it. You got some dope shit. And I'm kind of starting this label. It's called Elysium. I think I want to sign you. And I was all right, let's rock. And that's how that happened. I'm pretty sure Mike was backstage at that show. I met a couple people that night.
That's dope.
Of course, I've known Bob forever at that point. I went from seeing Bob at SOBs in 2011, 2012. That was the first time me and Bob met face to face. Before it was just all online. But yeah, man, Barclays Center has a lot of history for me. I used to live off of Flatbush Avenue. I was Flatbush and Avenue D, which turns into Ditmas. That's where I lived for 4 years in New York City. I love New York. I love New York, man.
I lived there for 2 years after college. I was in Harlem.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 143rd and Broadway.
What years was that?
2016 to 2018.
Okay, I just bounced out. I just missed you.
Damn. Yeah. It was cool. Yeah, man. Those Barclay shows were amazing. And you know, like seeing Mike go from like he was like I met Bob like when he was a freshman. He like is a double XL freshman at like doing like some really like kind of crappy, not a crappy venue, like one of the bigger venues in San Antonio, but San Antonio's got pretty crappy venues. No offense to San Antonio, my hometown, but our music scene is not big. And then seeing y'all perform at Barclays like 4 years later, I'm like, holy shit, bro, this shit's like possible and real.
Exactly. And that's what Bob taught me from the jump. I remember when All I Do first went viral. I remember when All I Do first hit 1 million hits. And I was working on a project with my brother called My Brother and Me. At the time, I was in Atlanta. I had just graduated University of Arizona. I went back home. I was going to continue my music shit. So I was working on like my third project at that point with my brother, though, which is actually a banging project. I'm very proud of that project as a whole. And you can't find it now, by the way. I've erased everything. But I remember being at my homie Andrew's house and clicking on YouTube, and I'd already seen the video, but I remember the moment I saw that it hit 1 million. And that's when it all kind of like made sense to me. I was like, oh my God, dreams actually can come true if you just focus on what you want. Your dreams will come into existence. And that was the moment when I was like, oh my God, the Illuminati doesn't exist. That's just a big hoax. Because I was like, I didn't sign with the Illuminati. There's no way he did that to sacrifice crazy ass shit. And I was like, you can actually make it from dedication, from perseverance, from hustling, from, you know, just being you from the ground up. And that was a crazy time for the internet in 2011, 2000.
Yeah, like 1 million views in 2011. That's you're doing something.
Huge. That was huge. That was so huge. I was so proud of him for that. Do you remember that moment, Jacob? You being a big Bob fan, Logic fan?
No, I didn't hop on the wave till 2013, 2014. So I was not able to actually experience any of that. Not even like the Dat Piff mixtapes or any of that at all, actually.
All good. Well, you know, gentlemen, we were just talking about New York, and there's a very specific topic that I wanted to bring up today. We all like hip hop. We all like New York. Jacob, you ever been in New York?
One time, but I was so young that I barely remember it. So, but yeah, technically yes.
New York is incredible. Well, the great legend Pete Rock recently put up a post on Instagram. And, pardon me, this post was very relevant in terms of conversation in the world of music and hip hop. So I thought I would bring the post to the podcast today. I'm going to share my screen here and I'm going to show you, gentlemen, a specific image here. And I want you to tell me which New York City borough has the best MCs. Now look at this crazy fucking list right here.
Yeah.
First off, New York, man. Fucking New York created legends, legend after legend. All right, now let's start from the top. We got Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at Queens.
That's fab. Who's on the far right?
You know, I didn't want
I don't know who that is.
I didn't
I
want
don't
to be
know.
the guy that didn't know.
I mean, like I feel like a lot of these are young pictures of rappers, not the guy on the far top
The far
right.
right could be a modern, that looks like a modern image, but just in black and white. I do not recognize that rapper. I'm sorry. I feel really bad.
No offense to that guy.
Yeah, totally no offense to him.
But first, we got the first three. We got Hove, Biggie, Fab,
And I'm pretty sure that's Big Daddy Kane, the next one.
with all those chains on.
I'm pretty sure that's Big Daddy Kane. Then you go to Queens. You got Nas, LL Cool J. You got 50 Cent. You got my man from Mobb Deep.
Is that Jim Jones too on the far right?
Is that Jim Jones? I thought that was my man Prodigy from Mobb Deep.
That's Prodigy. Yeah, it is.
I think
Both.
that's who that is. And then you got Staten Island, of course. That's the Wu-Tang Clan holding it down. Then you got Manhattan. You got Cameron, Harlem World, Mace. Who's that on the far right? Looks so familiar. Is that
That Jewels?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Joel Santana. Great call. And then you got the Bronx. Big Pun, KRS-One, Fat Joe, Slick Rick. Ain't nothing to fuck with. Yo, which New York City borough has the best MCs? Jacob, why don't you start us off?
I mean, for me, it's easily Brooklyn.
Why?
Biggie and Jay-Z, just
Need I say
them
more?
two.
Just gonna
I
leave it
mean,
there?
like that's all I need to say. That's all I need to say.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
I mean, like, it's like Nas is super comparable, the Nas and 50. But it's like, you know,
Maybe there's a reason they put Brooklyn on top.
yeah, for sure.
Maybe this is kind of a biased post, huh?
Kinda. I mean, I would even say it goes in order because after Brooklyn's, I would pick Queens, honestly.
Shit. Me too. I mean, to be straight up, I'm a huge Nas fan. Were you on the Brooklyn Borough as well, Austin?
What's up?
Are you rooting? Are you repping Brooklyn in this occasion here?
Oh, I mean, I'm a big Nas fan. I'm not a huge Nas fan, but yeah, I mean, compared to the other ones, like I like Method Man out of all those artists. Redman's on there too, and then for Staten Island, and then Manhattan's got Cam, who I'm a big fan of. But other than that, none of those other guys. So yeah, like Brooklyn and Queens got like more than one other artist that I'm
You
like.
don't have Redman on this list. Am I crazy? I don't see Redman, right?
Who one of the guys from Wu-Tang, what's his name?
I mean, Wu-Tang is definitely all from Staten Island.
Or these are the whole Wu-Tang clan.
Right, but Redman isn't listed on these images, is all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm wrong. One of those guys I thought was Redman, but I guess it was.
I mean, it's Method Man.
Who's the second to the right?
That's Ghostface, Killer.
Okay.
So I mean, pretty much Wu-Tang's repping Staten Island. It's like all the rappers from Staten Island got together and formed Wu-Tang super group. Makes complete sense. I just thought this was very interesting. It just goes to show you how much New York really contributed to the history of American music, man. Like, I'm a huge Nas fan too. What's your favorite Nas album, MQ?
Sadly, probably Illmatic. I mean, like, that's just like the one I listen to the most.
What about you, Jacob? You a Nas fan?
Same. Yeah, I was literally just gonna say Illmatic like right away.
Yeah. Illmatic, Stillmatic. It was written. His new joint, King's Disease, is also very strong.
Grammy nominated.
That's right.
It's kind of crazy that he's still going.
Hey, man. Shout out to Nas, man. Shout out to Nas. I love it. I love to see it. King's Disease is a hot album. Shout out to Hit Boy.
Dude, Hit Boy is one of the craziest producers right now. No doubt about it.
Yeah, Hit Boy had an incredible
project, bro. You listen to Benny the Butcher?
I have not heard Benny the Butcher.
I haven't either.
Hit Boy just did his whole project. It's crazy.
Ooh, okay.
Crazy.
I gotta say, Hit Boy is one of my favorite producers. I heard him kill it on Sean's album. He did a joint on Harlow's too. And I gotta say, I've been listening. Now I listen for the Hit Boy tags. Want to hear the Hit Boy tags?
Hit Boy. Hit Boy. Can we pick one rapper out of who's your favorite rapper out of this whole list? AQ, you start.
It's probably Jay-Z just because I listen to the most songs of his, but like out of character, Cameron is like the coolest dude.
Cameron's a dope dude, man. You ever seen Paid in Full?
Dude, one of my favorite movies ever.
Have you ever? You have seen it? Yes.
Yeah, 100 times.
Gentlemen, we have reached the 40-minute limit.
Damn.
Do you want to restart? Let's do it again. Let's continue the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm down.
All right, great. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that joint
Thank you, bro.
is very special, man. I really, really believe in that song. The way you approach that, the way you attack that,
Thanks.
really special about that.
I just sent you the new single on Twitter, the Dropbox file.
Oh, dope. I appreciate that.
Got you.
Check that out. We'll have to check that out. So, Jacob, we took a break and we were talking about our favorite rappers out of New York. What was yours on that list?
It was Biggie.
Hell yeah. What's your favorite Notorious B.I.G. album?
Probably Big Papa.
Big Papa. And by you meant single song.
Yeah, I don't know any of his albums. I'm just gonna say Big. I mean, like, I can see the album cover, but I can't think of it right now. Like Everyday Struggle, Big Papa, Hypnotized, but I don't know any of his albums off the top of my head, like the names of them.
I think the
I think
album's
Ready to
called
Die.
Hypnotize, right?
Is it? I thought it was Big Papa. I knew it was one of those two songs.
I thought it was
The one where he's in front of like the house or whatever.
Yeah,
It looks like a kind of like hollow. He has like a hat on.
yeah.
let's,
Yeah, I
let's
forgot
find
the name
out
of that too.
just for purpose here. And for me, out of that,
Ready to Die. Ready to
yeah,
Die.
Ready to Die. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was
That's him when he's like a little baby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a baby on the cover. Yeah, that's my favorite one for sure.
I was almost positive it was Ready to Die, and I would probably agree. Ready to Die is also my favorite Notorious B.I.G. project. Incredible work. Shout out to Brooklyn. And so it looks like Brooklyn's dominating on that list. Shout out to Pete Rock. Really fun conversation point. I thought we could bring that to the table and discuss.
Sure.
So yeah, man. Who are some of your favorite rappers, Austin?
Kid Cudi, definitely one of my favorite rappers, like artists in general. Rappers though, Lil Wayne continues to amaze me. I've been a big fan forever, but
Legend.
it's like
Lil Wayne's a
legend, bro. Besides his politics and all that, like this man can rap and like still.
And just for the record, while we're here, I think it was the last episode, we were talking and Lil Wayne popped up in conversation. And I feel like I might have said something that could be received offensively in disrespect. And I want to just clear the air and make sure that everyone knows that Lil Wayne is the truth and Lil Wayne should be respected and looked up to for eternity for what he did for rap and hip hop and the culture. I really respect Lil Wayne. And the conversation point was about one of his lyrics, even out the White House, I pull up at the back door. And I said, well, right now you could probably go through the front door. And I was like, wait a sec. I thought about that like all week. You ever say something and then like you think about it and you're like, fuck, I got to clear that up.
Oh yeah.
All right. I just had to clear that up, man. And so please keep going. Lil Wayne's the truth. Carter 1, Carter 2, Carter 3, Cash Money Records. Legendary.
Yeah. All the Carter 2 is a great project.
Carter 2 is probably my favorite Carter.
Yeah. Carter and the Carter 3, like, that's kind of what exploded him. But Carter 2 is like one of my favorite projects. Other rappers I really like. Right now, I've been listening to a lot of Griselda, those guys from Buffalo, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, West Side Gun. They're like a trio. They're super fire. What else have I been bumping? Let me check my fucking.
While you're looking, Jacob, how's your current mental health?
It's going good, man. Finally finished with finals, so I feel like I just had 100-pound dumbbell on each of my arms right now above my shoulders. I feel like I just finally got to drop it and just finally like all this stress just fucking go away. It feels good, man. It feels good to finally be able to breathe again.
I can only imagine trying to do school in quarantine. It's got to be such a
Dude, some of these teachers, like, you either get teachers that are really cool and they know what they're doing, and then you get these old teachers that have never done it in their life. They don't know what they're doing, and it's so hard, man. You gotta email them like 5 times a day and just try. It's horrible. Then it's an experience for sure. It's definitely an experience.
damn. Yeah, man, I feel for you. What year are you one more time in university? Sophomore, you said?
About this is my 3rd year at community college.
Okay. So your 3rd year.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be happy when you're finished. What are your plans when you finish?
Most likely transfer to a 4-year, but who knows? Life might have something else in store.
Transfer to a 4-year. And what are you majoring in right now?
Business.
Ah,
That's not the business majors.
Yo, shout out business major, bro. There's nothing wrong with it.
I
You'll
think it's
like
great.
I learned some stuff. You know?
I feel like, honestly, dude, I feel like there's more to learn outside of school than you actually do in school. School teaches you like how to memorize shit and I guess how to organize and schedule, if that. But like actual education, if you're really interested in something, you want to be good at something, I feel like you can do it on your own. And that's not discrediting anyone towards like education. Education is very important. But after you get a certain like high school education, if you don't want to go to school, then don't feel pressured by society to go to school because it's not
I
for
agree.
everybody.
And right now, presently speaking, you feel like school is impacting your mental health. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it had been. I had like a 60-page paper for my business class, and then another 10-page final for that class. And I had a 6-page final for my history class. And they were all assigned, like, it was just so much. It was just taking over my mental health. It was literally all I was doing. That's all I was doing was my school. And then now that it's done, I finally just feel like I can breathe and take in a deep breath of air.
In what way do you feel like it was taking over your mental health? Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, because I mean, you're stressed all the time and you're sitting there. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Uh just like repetitive. You're just sitting there. My freaking fingers are hurting from typing. I'm sitting there thinking, I don't want to fucking do this shit. But it's only at the end of the semester that you get that stress where you have so much work to do in such a little amount of time. And I try to plan it out ahead of time, but there was so much this semester with everything being online, it was insane. And it's definitely like a once in a blue moon type of thing, because how often are you going to get a pandemic forcing you to be in online school? Probably, I mean, knock on wood, but probably not that often. I mean, I'd hope not in the future.
Well, it's the first time it's ever happened. Let's
Exactly.
be real. No, any form of education has been massively pushed online. For one, the technology wasn't there, but for two, this just has never happened.
Well,
And
and I feel like people think it's easier because, like, oh, you can just cheat, like search up the answers on Chegg and Course Hero. Dude, my professors this semester were not dumb. They were not dumb at all. They would like purposely set stuff up so if you cheated, you'd get caught. And so it actually forced everyone to do their work. Like every single person had to study, do their work, or at least put in some effort to learn, because you can't just there's a big stigma like, oh, you're online, you can cheat, but like it's not true. Like you really can't.
bro, the challenge is the focus, right? The challenge is the
Yeah.
follow through of that shot, and the challenge is the giving a damn. That's where all of the pressure is. That's where all of the struggle is. And that's hard because I remember having a couple online classes at the University of Arizona. I cannot imagine my entire curriculum being online. It just doesn't
Horrible.
even make sense.
It's horrible.
Uh, it's wild. It's really wild. I don't know, but there's online schools that have existed for a long time. At that, I mean, as long as the internet has been around, I don't know, maybe not from the jump, but there's been online education for a long time, but there's never been a moment in time where it's forced on a massive level. Of course, on the same token, I do find in my mind that it's probably a much better decision to do online courses instead of forcing people to, kids, especially adapt to some herd immunity and putting them all together. I know there's a lot of high schools in America and a lot of schools around where I am right now that are still physically learning, physical education face to face. And well, I don't know if I really agree with that. I don't think there should be any schools at all right now. I think all schools should be forced to be online, but on the same token, I think that the online education really sucks and it's really a drag. What can you learn? Austin, did you have any online courses when you were at Ithaca?
Yeah, I mean, I took some summer courses online. And yeah, I mean, like, props to you, man, Jacob, like, for doing that, because like I can't imagine like how, I mean, and to the teachers too, like it's just like that's a new thing, and it's just like I feel like everything just would get disorganized. And like when I took my classes, it was cool. Like it was actually a hip hop history class online, and it was a guy that was a professor at Cornell, but I had to take it through Ithaca College. And it was super dope. I learned like all about, the first half of the semester was about the Bronx and how hip hop was created in the Bronx, and like focused on the East Coast. And then second half of the course was like how, it influenced like the LA riots and like a lot of the West Coast history of hip hop. And it was dope. But online classes, back to that, it's like, it's hard. It's not the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you got to deal with everything at home as well. And that's just like, it's a lot.
I think the best point that you said though was the teachers, because it is like a huge shout out to the teachers. Like my business teacher, he's some old dude. He's probably in his 70s. I can tell he's probably been teaching his whole life, probably 20 plus years, just by the way that he was talking to our class. And he still has no clue what he's doing online. But it's hard for professors just to one day open up a laptop and set up a class online and then work with it. Like that's such a struggle for a lot of professors. So I
For sure.
mean, if there is any professors listening right now, shout out to you guys, because that is a very, very tough task.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, let's all take a moment. Shout outs to the teachers, shout outs to the students, shout outs to everybody making it happen out there at the education, continuing the education. Shout out to you, Jacob, for dealing
Yes.
with it.
Potentially, I would argue potentially one of the hardest times to get an education right now. But with that being said, Damian, how is your mental health?
My mental health. Yesterday was a bit difficult because I felt like I wasn't in control of the situation. And I don't like the feeling of not being able to control a situation. Of course, you can't control the future. You can't control the present, even. You can't really control anything except the way you feel about something. That's pretty much the only thing that you can control. Besides that, one has to understand that things are out of your control. But I think when you're dealing with relationships or conversations, there is some bit that you want to be able to control. And when you can't control it, which is what happened in my situation, it really affected my mood and my night and my mentality yesterday. But today, I always try and wake up every day with a fresh start. No matter what happens the day before, even in terms of relationships and, you know, expressions with other individuals that might go this way or that way. Whatever happens on the next day, you start with a clean slate and you just move forward. And, I try not to hold grudges, but there are some moments that I have held grudges. Let me throw this back at either of you. Once again, I feel good today. Today, I have been very active in terms of creative and family aspects. And I think that's all very positive for me and very positive for my mental health, because I feel good when I'm creating things. I feel good when I'm moving. I feel bad when I'm still. But I was going to say, I rewind a bit here and stop at the point where I was mentioning grudges, specifically grudges within family members. Do either of you have any grudges held against any of your family right now, to the point where you're not communicating with them? Because I'll admit it, there is one individual within my family line whom I have not communicated with at all for almost 2 years now.
Damn. I
And
have an example. I mean, like my dad had a big falling out with his family. He's one of 10. My dad's a Irish Catholic kid from New York, and like he had just fell out with his whole family, like after my grandma passed away, and like over some not that much money, you know what I mean? And they've had a grudge against each other for like 4 years now, and it's super sad to see, um because like it ruins relationships, stuff like that. And um that's like when the first right when you said grudge, I'm like, damn, like I instantly thought of my dad, because like it's just like this, it's like hateful, you know what I mean, behind that word. And hopefully one day they figure it out. But yeah, that's no grudges with my family. I'm good personally.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't have any grudges upon anyone in my family. But I'm kind of the same way as you, AQ. Like, I know people in my family who hold grudges toward other people within our family, and it sucks to see because I look at it and I take it as a lesson. Like when I'm older, that's not what to do, because just because I'm not in their shoes doesn't mean I can't avoid that in the future. So I kind of look at it when I see it and I'm like, okay, well, this is what I don't want to be like, because life's a little bit too short. But it also does depend on the circumstance, and everything. Once again, I am not in their shoes, so who am I to judge? But I would do my best to avoid that situation in the future if possible. And that's how I feel about it.
it sucks, man. I will
Yeah.
say it does.
Hopefully you guys can come together, Damien.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening.
Yeah. And like you said, it sucks for the relationships, and then it also kind of sucks for the other relationships who are in the third party position and have to view this.
The trickle down relationships, yeah.
Right. Or when you're in the same room as another individual who is in the family and they're kind of like thrown in the middle of it. That sucks, because nobody wants to put, you know, someone in between that type of energy. And
Yeah.
I'm really upset that I even carry that energy. I wish I didn't. It's probably the one thing, the one relationship in my life. I mean, actually, no. I can name another. I can name another recent one where I have held a grudge against a homie whom I was doing music with in high school, and I have bounced on that relationship entirely because of a big blowout argument that we had recently. It sucks. And I don't know, the band broke up back when 2016 when I was doing music with them in New York. We were actually roommates. But I probably shouldn't get into all that. Those are two moments that I can honestly say in my life that I'm still kind of holding tension onto, and I probably should let go. maybe in 2021 I can do so. There's
Do you ever feel the need like that you want to change that hopefully one day you will or they will?
uh, within this conversation, even I don't know. I think there was a bit of a light, a bit of a window, a bit of a view that I noticed, perhaps, which could lead way to a future where we can communicate again. Because as much as that situation sucks, or as much as the emotions attached to it, as hard as those were, the world's pretty crazy right now. And this is the worst time to hold a grudge against someone, historically speaking, perhaps. But I think maybe at the same token, I'm glad we're talking about this because there's always a bad time to hold a grudge. You should never hold a grudge
I
against someone.
actually one of my really close friends, probably my best friend, um he held a grudge against his brother. His brother is about 6 or 7, 8 years older than him, and his brother was always him and his brother were never close, and they never had a good relationship. They're kind of mean to each other, and it was like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, his brother passed away really suddenly, and I still talk to him, and he tells me his biggest regret is that he wasn't nice toward his brother, that he didn't squash any of the beef that he had with his brother. Like he's just very sad and upset and bent on the fact he can't get over that the things that he's said to him. He's like, dude, I wish I did not say that. I wish I could like go back and just give him a hug and tell him I love him, like I would do anything in the world. And I'm like, from my perspective, I'm just speechless. And it makes me think like, damn, that's a very real emotion. That's a very real emotion that you don't think could happen to you until it really happens to you or someone around you. And it's a lot to comprehend.
Sure.
Yeah, that's really heavy, man. That's really heavy. I feel for that individual, sending them positive energy. I hope they get through that. Um, but hey, man, this is a good lesson in this one. Kind of took a crazy turn here, but I think an important one. One that we definitely have never discussed on music and mental health. And really, really happy about our co-host, Jacob,
Thank you.
the way everything's been going with that on season 2, and really happy with Austin for coming in today. Thank you for being. Is he our first guest?
Yeah,
Is it you the first guest of season 2?
he
Oh,
is.
yeah. Thank y'all. I feel honored.
Well, man,
Wouldn't want another one.
the honor is ours. Truly.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in and breaking the ice, my brother.
Yeah, and like I like the platform of this podcast is like super important, and I'm glad that you guys are touching on something you love, not only music but like mental health and like that. Props, guys. Like this is a dope platform and something that's not a lot of people talk about, and it's dope that y'all are.
Thank you.
It's therapeutic, definitely. At times, there's the conversations that you can have. Definitely today for me, it made me realize some things just talking about it, as much as I don't want to talk about it. And now I'm broadcasting the conversation over the waves. I'm just opening my mind for everyone to listen to. Kind of interesting. It's almost like it's a psychiatrist within itself, but
Yeah.
just the conversation. That's why I say, and I have been stressing for the longest time, you need to talk about things. As much as you don't want to talk about things, you need to talk about things. And even if you can't talk about things, just talk to each other. And sometimes maybe you shouldn't talk about things. And sometimes maybe you shouldn't have that conversation. But what's really important is that you can continue to communicate with individuals. And that's why I think podcasts are so amazing. That's why I created this. Shout outs to my co-creators, Brandon David and Eric. Those gentlemen, B&E. Went to college with them, University of Arizona also. shout out to them. You know, we're going to push this thing. We're going to keep it going because it is important. Thank you, Austin. I really appreciate the kind words. And we all look forward to Bonus, your new
Thank you.
joint. Drop it. Make sure everybody check that out. Tell us about it real quick, my brother. What's the inspiration on this song?
It's really like about a lot of this, like the stuff I've been like working on. It's just like aggressive, a lot of like wordplay stuff, and it's just in your face. It's like one of the ones that like that I think After Nights is gonna be like, you know, it's gonna do pretty well. It's just like it's aggressive and it's dope. I fuck with it. It's like it's the chorus is like I need a bonus. So it's like, you know, it's like I'm tired of being overlooked. I need a bonus.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming in today. Really appreciate you, my brother. I wish you the best. And we got to collaborate at some point. It's some
Down
interview
with
going.
it. Hit me.
I'm telling you, man, the way you came in on that joint, man, it's fire. It's fire. Jacob, why don't you sign us out, my brother?
Per usual, thank you everyone who's listening right now. If you made it this far, thank you so much. We wish you guys the best day, the best night, wherever you are, whatever time it may be. We hope that you have a good day, good night, and please don't be afraid to reach out for help to others if you do need to talk about your mental health. Just as we've discovered today, sometimes it really does help, and sometimes you do need to take that leap of faith, and it's up to you to take it. No one else can make you. So if you're hearing this, thank you for listening. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you guys next time.